across the globe, I should say, because so many Indians were taken to Fiji, Mauritius, Guyana, Trinidad, and various other places for the plantation farming. Then all that they could take was Ramcharitmanas with them. Because of the blessings of Madhusudana Saraswati ji, that we have today that literature as well. So he wrote this glory of Bhagavad Gita called Gita Dhyanam. How many of you know this Gita Dhyanam? Holy cow. Exactly what your children do while I teach them Bhagavad Gita chanting. Move your lips as if you are chanting. So we will just chant the first shloka. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam. Repeat after me. That's even better. Parthaya Pratibodhitam. Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam. Sena Grathitam. Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrita Varshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Bhatvamanusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshini. In this, one of the beautiful shlokas that he says in the fourth shloka, I think, Sarvopanishado gavo dogdha gopala nandana partho vatsa sudhir bhokta dugdham gitamritam mahat. What a poetic way to say this. It says, if all the Upanishad came together and became a cow, that is why only Hindus can say, holy cow. Became a cow. And who is the cowherd, cowboy? Is Bhagavan Krishna. That's why I see a lot of similarity between Texas and Bihar. दोनों में ग्वाले भरे पड़े हुए हैं, cowboys. And both places today are known for guns. There and here also. So in those days, it were all the cowboys or the cowherds, and the most shrestha of them was Bhagavan Krishna. He is the, and it is said that the cow readily gives milk as soon as it sees its calf. As soon as it sees, the udders overflow with milk. So who is that kind of Vatsa? It is Arjuna who is the calf. And to feed that calf, or through him, the rest of us, humanity, what was delivered that day is Dugdham Gitamritam Mahat. The most nectarine, beautiful Bhagavad Gita was delivered field. That makes a very unique perspective. That was not given in some kind of a cave or some ashram, but it was smack in the middle of a battlefield. How many times does it happen that our life and experiences, it feels like you are going on a battle, an uphill battle, they say. So it is for our kind of mindsets that this Bhagavad Gita is readily suitable to be applied in our day-to-day life. So those two were yesterday. Did I inform about yesterday's banquet? Yes, I did. Okay, good. Okay, please open Bhagavad Gita. What ishlok are we on? Fifth chapter, 15th shloka. We have to start the 15th or? So repeat the 15th shloka. Did I explain this, the similarity of a game? So we have gone through the 15th shloka. Oh, so I didn't have time. Okay, glad I don't remember it. Okay, we will continue the 15th one. Nadatte kasyachit papam na chaiva sukritam vibhuhu ajnanenavritam jnanam hyanti jantavah. Tena muhyanti jantavah. Many of us fall prey to our own wrong understanding and the delusion born. Anything that goes in our life, we have readily one person to blame it. No, I'm not talking about your spouse. I'm talking about when even both of you get together. Who is it that gets blamed? It is that poor fellow called Bhagavan, that Ishvara. Maybe it is from this perspective that in Bible they say, thou shalt not take the name of Lord in vain. Unnecessarily blaming the Lord. Poor Bhagavan, when we do Prana Pratishtha, we have done Ashtadik Bandhana. He cannot even get out of there and in protest say, I am gone now. Go do what you want to do. On one side where it is said that not even a blade of grass can move without his blessings. What does that mean? Creator as the Ishvara laws. You go in accordance with that law, it becomes your blessing. You go against it, it becomes your curse. How anything should act, react, or respond to, if it is in alignment with law, and how it should respond if it is not in alignment with the law, that is decided by him. Whether you at your individual level, you abide to that nature's law or you go against it, that is our freedom. Our freedom of choice. When I say it is our freedom of choice, our choice does not end with just completing that particular chore or activity, but it extends itself in accepting the results or consequences of our actions as well. But many a times, while we perform, we are in one set of mind. But when it results, we are completely in a different set of mind. And at that time, when it is revealing itself, you are shocked, appalled, looking at the result as, who in heaven would even desire for such a result? But who triggered this particular moment now? It was me alone. But to that which I have triggered, to make sure that the appropriate result to my actions, with the intensities, with the efficiency or the lack of it, with the intelligence or the lack of it, with whatever effort that I have put, the appropriate result for that particular action, it is that Ishvara who is the Data. Meaning he is the one who makes sure that that particular result arrives to you as your experience. If you are thinking, oh, what a blessing to be in Dallas, where we have Chinmay Mission, where our children get this opportunity and we get this opportunity to sit for satsanga. What an amazing punya of our prarabdha. That is what you are thinking. I am thinking, what wrong did I do in my life that I have such a crowd as my prarabdha? And just taking it as an example, because you are all getting very seriously stoic and looking at me. I said, break that. आपके दांत देखकर बहुत दिन हो गया था. So as much as it is your prarabdha to have me, my prarabdha to have you as well. As much as it is your children's prarabdha to have you as their parents, it is your prarabdha very well to have them as your children. Certain special needs. It's a heart-wrenching situation to talk to such parents. I cannot smack this logic into their face saying, you must have deserved it. Now go face it. That's such a rude way of saying it. It's exactly the same. So how should one understand? The way I look at it is that child's fortune to have such parents who can take care of that kind of child with such special needs, with that love and care which could have been only possible through that parent. And it is the tapas, or it is the blessings for that child to have such a parents who can give that kind of love, give that kind of time and effort. A mismatch. For whatever actions that we have done, what exactly has to be that result? Major prarabdha of the past. It expresses itself as diseases as well. That we go through lot of ailments, and what is it? It is a result of our own prarabdha. But not understanding it completely, we in the Hindu society have become or use the same amount of logic to justify our apathy towards a fellow human being. Now, how do we justify? कुछ तो किया होगा. That fellow deserves it. He must have done something wrong in his past. So when I hear such people give out such logic, I tell them that that fellow is in such situation because somewhere down the lane in his past, he must have said exactly what you are saying to someone else. And therefore he is in that situation, and now you imagine what will be your condition down the lane. This logic is not to be apathetic towards fellow human beings, but to connect to them. That though they are going through their prarabdha, it is my prarabdha to be there, just to be a shoulder for their support. Many times when people are in quite a downward spiral, what I have seen is they don't want any kind of other amenities, but somebody that can trust, that can be a trustworthy person that they can put their head on and put their emotions out. Somebody that can listen to them without judging them. At that point, they're not even caring for or asking for a direction. Just somebody there that they can put their head on and cry their heart out. I go a lot of times to these hospitals where many our congregation members are with some kind of a terminal illness. Like, you don't know how many people are down with, what is that? Cancer. It's become so common that, common cold. I mean, if I hear about 10 people who are not doing well, 4 of them are cancer patients, what should I say? It's that common that it has become. And sometimes it takes to a very advanced stage. I mean, at that stage, I don't have any words to offer. What do I say there? So I go there nonetheless, and just being there builds a certain confidence in them. Just a shoulder for them to cry over. Fair enough. And if the mindset is right enough, I said, why don't we pray for some strength? I'm not trying to create a wrong hope that let's pray and suddenly miraculously something will happen and tadas, everything will be gone. No. But to give them strength. Beyond that, they're not even expecting anything else. Instead of being apathetic towards all that are going through suffering, saying, kuch to kiya hoga yaar. Yes, everything that we go through, we deserve it. But we don't need to rub it into their face. But be there to help them, not to smile at them or laugh at them saying, Acha hua. But be there to give them a hand to pull them out of wherever they are caught up in. That is called your punya karma. That is called your seva of that Narayana in that form. Another frequently asked irritating question. Questioner is irritated. The one unto whom that question is asked, they get irritated. Why do good people suffer the most? And why do bad people thrive? First of all, our definition of good and bad is such a flimsy pattern. Suddenly, now are we to consider that our standard of good and bad is like a universal standard? That every person, everybody out there in the humanity should compare us as a standard. कि ये बोला तो good, ये बोला तो bad. Then who has given us the right or authority to come on a high horse of self righteousness to call somebody bad? And the most amazing aspect of this equation, who are they actually calling good here? Themselves. अच्छा, एकदम दूध के दुले मोती जैसे हो ना. Are we really that perfect that we have never done anything wrong in our past, let alone unconsciously, even consciously? So don't get trapped in a wrong logic of understanding that Ishvara and that Ishvara's effect as a karma phaladata. Those who have all the riches that you can think of, fortune to be hosted by them. When I was back in India, they're filthy rich. Do you know who eats and enjoys in those houses? Dogs, cats, and servants. Not in the same level. Well, the dogs have the best of the food. The cats have the best of the treatment. There's somebody that is specialized in taking care of their nails, taking care of their hair, taking care of their grooming. Oh, you are. It almost feels like अगर पैदा हुआ तो ऐसा होना चाहिए यार. थोड़ा सा हिला कोई आ गया. Meow. And somebody is with a camera. Hi. Amma? That is what I'm saying. If born like, we should be born like that. Millionaire cats. Millionaire dogs. And next, who actually enjoys the good food and badam, pista and chocolate and it is the servants. What do these people survive on? Fear, anxiety and medicines to curb them. They have colorful fistful every morning, afternoon, evening. I'm not talking of M&Ms. They're medicines. वो भी कोई जिंदगी है. देर कुत्ते बिल्ली उनसे अच्छा जी लेते हैं. So never come with this wrong understanding that Ishvara sitting there is doing unjust. Just because I have had certain hopes, I have had certain imaginations, I have had certain expectations, and those expectations were shattered, and therefore God is unjust. And that is why I don't like the college system wherein the students get the authority to, what do you call them? They grade the teacher. Rate my professor. If that student gets ticked off because of something, some argument or discussion, gaya rate. The rate is tossed. If a mood is all right and if we are asked to rate God, I said, okay, benevolent, bahut अच्छा hai. If my expectations are shattered, who God? आज तुम्हें सामने दिखा दूंगा मैं. Where is that God? So our understanding of that Ishvara is completely wrong. He is not someone who has any kind of partiality, or he is not a vengeful God. Therefore, all the definitions that are given by, for our conveniences, that this is how Ishvara is or God is. You should look at people and stalwarts in different religions running from pillar to post trying to cover their God or their definition of God. How many people died in one impact? What, 300,000 people? 300,000 people died in one wave. And because our definitions are like the God is, all this merciful and, benevolent and graceful, and he pardons, and what happened to that definition? That also got sunk in that tsunami. And there's nothing that can justify. Therefore, logically, to understand that Ishvara is not somebody sitting up there. It is that Ishvara alone who is coming in these different formats in delivering my results at my doorstep. Do your children irritate you? Okay, thank you for being very honest. And not like, oh Swamiji, how can you ask even such question? हमारे बच्चे तो हमारे जान है. हाय 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 हाय. जान है निकालने के लिए. वाह. It is that Ishvara alone who has come in that format to give you the results of what you have done to your parents. Oh, that's a very beautiful combination right there. The daughter immediately looked at her mother and she was laughing. I said, Mom, I feel you. So that is how that Ishvara works. It would be wrong to imagine that there is some kind of a personalized form who is sitting there waiting to pick on you, smash on you, whack you down. No. That Ishvara is alone right in front of you working. If we can recognize this and drop our delusory definitions and meanings, wouldn't it be such an amazing thing that our every interaction with every form of being out there, it just gets transported to a quality of devotion? That my service is to that form of God in this format of interaction is my seva. In the name of seva, there are only few out there who have had the opportunity to hold that Lord in the form of Krishna by his ears and say, Can you even imagine yourself to hold Bhagavan Krishna and charge him with accusations? Tie him down. But Yashoda did it. And look at that Prarabdha. Who delivered him actually? Devaki delivered. And who got to serve him actually? Him. So when you have to reprimand your child and discipline, that also is seva. Seva doesn't mean that you put them on an altar and in the morning, afternoon, evening, Jai Jagadish Hare. बेचारे का मुंह काला मत करो, धुआं इतना निकलता है. The whole perspective of our interaction changes. That life doesn't become burden. Our responsibilities don't become a burden, but instead an avenue for perspective changes. Did you get it? Any questions? हाँ कि ना? No questions? Wow. I am pleased by myself. Why? At least about 50 of you sitting here, you will have absolutely no confusion facing your lives any further. Okay, at least let's start from today. Instead of for today, I would appreciate it is from today. Only one M extra. Shri Krishna. I still have about 5 minutes. So Bhagavad Gita, I'll close. I have a couple of things to share. One, not be here because tomorrow I am leaving to India. Are you also? So tomorrow I'm leaving to India. So next week I'll not be here. And in my place, our Brahmachari ji, Yatindra ji will be here. And since I'll not be meeting you before the New Year's, all of you, thank you. And usually this comes as an announcement later, but I'm mustering up all courage to announce. From January onwards, this particular session, at least for this year, rest of the year, will be continued by our Yatindra ji here. So give him the same support as you have given when I approached. Give him the same tough love of not understanding what I've been saying and asking the same questions again and again. बहुत साल झेला इनको, आपकी बारी है. So we are starting a new session, as you are aware, in Frisco. That will be completely new crowd. Don't give me the hardship. It gives me the hardship with the words like I have abandoned or I have those harsh words. I take it in my stride, but it is not like abandoning, but it is like once you have, how do I put it? Once you have your second child, where is your attention? Thank you. So imagine somebody having 10 children now, 10 sessions. So I am scattered really all over the place. But in that being scattered, you are not left without care. So there is Brahmachari ji who will be taking ability. And how many of you attended the banquet? I just showed a small clip that he is a great percussionist. He plays good drums, harmonium, piano, violin, no, guitar, okay. And he cooks also very, very well. I was very, very happy that somebody to match my skills. But his greatest skill, I would say, is an understanding on the Vedanta Tattva. That I would rate as the highest among all his skills. And from January onwards, when I take up other sessions, that I'm thinking of rotating into other sessions where I have not been coming at least once in 2 months. Realize whatever he's doing for 1 week, come here and interact with you whenever, whatever possible. If you have any questions from his class, it will be his responsibility to solve them. Don't give his homework to me. Those questions only to him. Right? But whatever I am leaving, it is your responsibility to solve. This is called seniority bullying. It's a good crowd, and he'll take care of it. Say, or someone else had a hand up going. It is just a comment. Be careful of him. He is that curveball in every lecture. Going though. You had a question. So he has not offered himself for that yet. So I wouldn't push him in under the bus for that. So as of now, it is temporary for till May. This session ends. We'll have to restructure quite a bit because about 60% of this session, 60% of the next session, they've all exodus gone to the first session of Frisco. Sources of teachers and everything for about 50-20 kids doesn't make sense. So I may be merging it back and then realigning works out. And once that realignment is done, then there's a lot of things that will go on. So let's see how it goes. Now for next 4-5 months of the year to complete, it will be BYC, Brahmachari Yatindra Chaitanya. All the best. And please take care of him. Like with our new session. Yatra is cancelled because there are only 7 people that registered. But my trip going to India, I had other things to do. I'll do those things and come back. No, I'm not going to any yatra this time. No, the 7 people got cancelled because there were only 7. It doesn't. It is cancelled. So, bol ke kya fayda? Oh. It was a coastal Karnataka and CIF, Chinmay International Foundation, where we have the training or research on Sanskrit. Thought we will be taking there, but we'll have to cancel it this time. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.